Hello, I'm Oobah Butler. You're listening to Transit Lounge Radio at Login 2018.
Hello, Oobah. Thank you so much for joining me here in the Transit Lounge. And so I'm really curious about what you've been doing. I'm hoping you'll tell me some of your secrets. Yeah, maybe I'll let you explain to our lovely listeners just what it is.
What, in general, what I do? Yeah. So I would guess you'd call me a journalist, maybe. I mean, I'm an idiot. Yeah, people know me for becoming a fashion designer, or setting up a fake restaurant, obviously, is the most renowned thing I've done. And yeah, I guess I just like treading those boards between reality and online, find it fun, bringing absurdism. I like jokes, I like funny things, I like putting food on my foot, it's fun.
And so maybe you can explain a little bit more of this absurdity, because I really like the playfulness and the way that you're taking something that does have quite serious consequences in the world, this fake news, but actually making it an artistic intervention that can give a lightness of touch and, as you say, the absurdity. So I'm curious about how you became the #1 fake restaurant on TripAdvisor. Would you talk me through that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so TripAdvisor, I used to write fake reviews on TripAdvisor, and that was when I first started out as a writer 5 years ago. And I didn't go to university or anything, so getting started was quite slow. One of the first things that I did was writing these fake reviews. You get paid about £10 a pop, write a fake review on TripAdvisor for a restaurant.
Who pays you for that?
It's just like through third-party websites and things like that. The restaurant would pay. But yeah, so I started doing this, and it kind of made me see TripAdvisor as this false reality, but one that everyone completely trusted. Yeah, I kind of just thought, how much of this is fake? You know, the reviews, I know some of those are fake. The reviewers, probably, maybe, yeah. Maybe bots or whatever, but the restaurant seemed unfakeable. And then a few years later, I came back to this idea and I thought, well, maybe it is fakeable. And then I spent 6 months after putting together getting it verified online, which you only need a name, an address, an email, and...
Can I ask, what was the name of your restaurant?
It was the Shed at Dulwich, because I live in a shed in Dulwich, and I have no imagination.
That's really beautiful. It's like kind of art verite. And so how did you go about the process of, like, did people ring and make bookings? Were you sort of operating as if it really was a restaurant? And how did you build it up? Yeah,
I mean, I set up all these things. I was getting all these fake reviews, all these people, my family and friends who I was making write with a certain manifesto of how to write an experience at the Shed. Yeah, it's basically got all these people reviewing, and we kind of climbed the first there's 18,000 restaurants in London. We climbed the first 2,000 really quick. At that point, then people started ringing real people, which was, you know, the internet is abstract, but this is like, wow, this phone is ringing and there are real humans. Talking in the terms of my mythology, you know, I'd written how to write a review and what an experience would feel like, and they're using these same terms, like, oh, well, can I have an appointment, you know, things like that. And
can I ask you a little bit, like, what was in the manifesto? What sort of experience were you offering people?
Yeah, so just things like, it's quite simple, just things like the food was really homely, you eat outside. The most important thing was mentioning how impossible it was to get a table, of course. That was the most important thing. And that it was appointment only, because it became this self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever. I mean, it was so exclusive it didn't exist. But yeah, and just things like, yeah, there were loads of little things. It was quite fun seeing all your people in your life being like creative, you know, and it was quite fun.
And I mean, it's really fun playing with that exclusivity and then making it something that's so difficult to get into that everyone wants to be a part of it because they think it's really amazing. And so then did you ever actually open up to the public at any point?
Yeah, after 6 months, we got to #1, which is crazy. I didn't expect that. So from May 2017 to on November the 1st, 2017. Yeah, after that I decided, I don't know why, but I decided that wasn't the end of the story. It felt like I needed to I'd create this reality in people's minds. Can I do that in real life? And I did it with a weird touch to it. So I had things like, I was trying to fulfill all the things I'd written in that manifesto in absurd ways. I mean, where I live is a real dive. It's not a nice place. It doesn't look nice. It's just a shed in a garden.
And so you had people actually come to your shed?
Yeah. I had like 8 real customers who were outnumbered by actors who were saying how great it was and how delicious it was. Yeah, I served them microwavable ready meals, but made to look delicious with edible flowers and herbs and things like that. And yeah, I mean, the most incredible part of it all really was that someone tried to book again.
So they believed the microwave ready meals were like haute cuisine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just quickly, what is your vision for the future and how do we get there?
I wouldn't be listening to me, but I don't know. I just think nonsense is really fun, and we're at a point now where you know, people do trust what they read online more than what they put in their mouths, which is kind of what my experiment proved. And I don't know. I mean, I would just say this is a moment, I would say, where we're sort of nonsense is everywhere and have fun with it.
Awesome. That is lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great talk and a great time at the festival.
Thank you. Cheers.